Thank you very much for having me. As you said, I'm attorney and Pastor Stephen Bishop. Some people say, how is that even possible? Attorney and a pastor? Remember, folks, with God, all things are possible. There you go. Very good. I'm here from Liberty Counsel. For any of you that aren't familiar with Liberty Counsel, we're a non-profit Christian law firm. And we take on cases that involve the sanctity of life and that defend the traditional family and that defend religious freedoms. Because let's face it, folks, we need that today. Our liberties are going right out the window, and so we try to defend our traditional liberties of religious freedom, the sanctity of life, and the traditional family. But I'm here before you today, on this afternoon, because today in the United States of America, our federal government is forcing Christians to act against church teachings and against our own personal faith. And we cannot have that in this country. Today in the United States of America, the government, our government, is violating our religious freedom by requiring Christians to choose between conducting their business in a manner consistent with their faith or facing ruinous fines and penalties. Today in the United States of America, our America, the government wants to determine your religious sincerity. The government wants to determine the seriousness of your religious faith. That is preposterous. Thomas Jefferson said that the United States government cannot intermeddle with religious institutions, their doctrines, disciplines, or exercises. And John Madison said, there is not a shadow of right on the general government to intermeddle with religion. But despite that wisdom from our founding fathers, that's exactly what we are facing today in 2012. Today in the United States of America, the government wants $1 a month from every Obamacare participant to pay for someone else's abortion. Today in the United States of America, the government is destroying our freedom of conscience by forcing Obamacare participants to pay premiums for various methods of destroying viable human life. We cannot let that happen. This is in direct conflict with our freedom of religion and our right of conscience. Thomas Jefferson also said that the opinions of men are not the object of civil government, nor under its jurisdiction. But today, what is the administration trying to do? Even laundering a Christian organization's money through an insurance company does not correct this moral sin by this administration. People, our religious beliefs are under direct attack, and our religious freedoms are being viciously assaulted. Theodore Roosevelt said that discrimination against the holder of one faith means retaliatory discrimination against men of other faiths as well. The inevitable result of entering upon such a practice would be an abandonment of our real freedom of conscience. But you know what? It's not all bad. Help is on the way. Thanks to some faithful representatives and senators that we have. Senator Marco Rubio has introduced a bill. Pray for this man, because we don't know what God holds for him in the future, and even in the November election as a potential vice presidential candidate, but we are very thankful that he is on our side. Senator Rubio has introduced a bill, and the bill is called the Religious Freedom Restoration Act of 2012. This bill will expand the nearly non-existent exemption of religious employers in the current Obamacare bill. We need to support this bill. Senator Rubio's bill will protect religious organizations, and it will protect their right of conscience. And by doing so, it will protect all of us and all of our rights of conscience. Senator Rubio said, this is a common sense bill that simply says that the government cannot force religious organizations to abandon the fundamental tenets of their faith just because the government says so. And I say amen to that. As has been said before during this event, this really, truly, and honestly is not a battle just about health care. It's not just a battle about insurance. This is a battle first and foremost about our religious freedoms and our religious liberties. And don't let anybody tell you anything differently. Thomas Paine said spiritual freedom is the root of political liberty. And he hit the bullseye with that one. Abraham Lincoln said our reliance in the love of liberty, which God has planted in us, and our defense is in the spirit which prizes liberty as the heritage of all men in all lands, everywhere. The world is watching us. This isn't even just an American issue. This is a worldwide, global issue. Thomas Jefferson also said, the God who gave us life gave us liberty. Can the liberties of a nation be thought secure when we have removed their only firm basis, a conviction that these liberties are the gift of God? God has gifted us with these. We cannot lose them at this time. Benjamin Franklin said we must all hang together, or assuredly we shall all hang separately. And in the Old Testament, in the book of Joel, Joel chapter 1, verse 14, it says, summon the elders and all who live in the land to the house of the Lord your God, and cry out to the Lord. People, that is what we need to do today. We need to hang together, as Benjamin Franklin said, and we need to cry out to the Lord together as Americans, as concerned citizens, and we must work together and unite together to defend our God-given religious rights, religious liberties, and religious freedoms. May God bless all of you, and may God bless the United States of America.